Now so the numbers them look like today. 301 samples now they analyze. And out of that 301 sample, 5 turn out for be positive. 5 turn out for be positive. And the 5, now so it look like. Kailaon 1. Western Area Rural 1. Tonkolili 1. Western Area Urban 2. Western Area Urban 2. Tonkolili 1. Kailaon 1. Western Area Rural 1. Yesterday I don't see we will get family at Kailaon. Then get question for answer. They need for tell we what thing really they go on over there. They really need for tell we. Because for today's then get one. We don't get them in 3 days, 19 positive cases. 19 positive cases. Nine Kailaon, no more don't get in 3 days. So, Yusuf go on for say, 301 sample. Then test beaucoup and look now 5. Because of this number, I'll be able to talk with Nakovac on the daily press briefing. Myself be able to ask questions, say, going forward, we go really lack for making Ngiwi breakdown on the total number of sample where they analyze. Because remember, whenever flights come, the number of samples go right up. And even at that, because people have to be tested before going to Sierra Leone, so the likelihood for test positiveness alone is very slim. Because then they test there first, and if you're positive, you're not going to make your ego alone. So because of that, like now, people are going to say, 301 are only 5 positive cases na in day. Not knowing to say, out of that 301 day, mostly, now people will come out, fly come inside Sierra Leone, na travelers them. So we go look for make, then give you the total, but at the end of the day, then give you breakdown from that total, they say, travelers them na this number. Or else, people are now na salon go begin say, they test boku now, and look, now only small number of people them na then they test positive. And then self begin for agree with what I say, but however, they say no to then get for make that decision they inside the daily press briefing. But then self, then get their own boss, then go discuss them. Then go come back and can see waiting na the way forward. Because I think, say, we really need them for breaking down. If they don't, then, because remember, active case search day on, where the target is 400 per day, where they don't ever meet that target day. Now they say then they go na high risk communities. We not ever get update on the high risk communities, how much they don't test them over. Now they say you can work a go na special court and get tested. Even at that, people are not willing to go there. So with all them boku tia, we also learned the other day, say, European Union don't give money. They don't give money. So if they don't give money, not to, for make them increase from 500 to 1,000 tests per day, we still don't see that they happen yet. So I believe say it's just right for make we get a breakdown on the total number of tests conducted daily whenever travelers then come, make them break and down for we. Say, okay, the one are the travelers them. And they were the normal test the way we don't they do. Because if not to that, my dear, because you don't know how they say, oh, Boku numbers, Boku tests been conducted, and just few people turn out for be positive. Whereas travelers that are going to Sierra Leone, because then they conduct tests before they go, and then get results before they go, what do we expect? Negative. Because the results then from the diaspora before they reach Salon is negative. Salon self data now every day then they ask questions, say, why will they pay? Why will they pay? Even today I tell them, say, we don't want to pay. So people are going to keep asking those questions, why are we paying? And then self get for the kind tell you the same thing every day, say, and because they know I use the one there for Sierra Leoneans, them can't use them and people them with the fly go salon, because if you don't just know, I will say man go put them on the spotlight, say, oh, wait to make una no be don't charge small thing. So before we ask them, say, wait to make una no charge small thing. That's why they're already charging. For say they not even charge $100. Before that, now $80. $80 now, and then they charge for we want for go salon. And this salon we want for travel out of Sierra Leone, now 500,000. But if you want me then go take the swab, now any side way you feel comfortable, now 700,000. So that's what it is. But we all be there yesterday. We watch as Brussels airline be land at the Freetown International Airport within Alungi. Now, we watch and live, we ask question, we listeners them, say, waiting on a thing with all waiting on a system. A lot of people feel satisfactory, say, we just hope, say, this go continue, that go continue, this go continue. Well, today with we get again the Director General of the Civil Aviation Authority, make it can explain to we, after they don't go through, Turkish airline, now they don't go through Brussels. I think, say, we at the diaspora, we want to know how they feel and waiting at the expectation after the experience from them 2 flights there. Yes, I'm Moses Tifa Bao. Welcome to Sierra Network Radio again.
Thank you very much, Triple A, and I want to say good evening to listeners, depending on which part of the world they and I'm happy to be with them again once more on this program.
Yes, sir. From the last time when we get you now, we don't see that in the simulation exercise they wanna be they do. But now the reality don't kick in. 2 flights don't reach Salon, Turkish airline and Brussels airline. Take me through, how was the experience?
You're right. That is quite true. We don't get, like they say, the day of the talking itself be done. And the last 2 days, we get Brussels and Turkish Airlines. We come with passengers. Brussels come with about 158 passengers. By and large, we feel satisfied personally, and as well as at a whole, in terms of the systems and the procedures that were put in place and the compliance level we received from the passengers. So we feel satisfied. But however, like I've been saying in my last address, no system is ever perfect. It always creates room for improvement. We have 1 or 2 challenges we will be able to identify during this process, and that's how we try to improve on them. We get 1 or 2 setbacks with regards our technology, which we note. People that see they get problem, we will get access with the payments, especially for the arriving passengers before they can. So as a short gap measure, we don't try to make sure that the people that they pay on arrival for the next 2 or 3 days, hopefully by midweek. We bankers and we don't try for link the online platform to that of the account we don't create. So now that we don't create that challenge for we small. We actually that affects we believe it's one of the major challenges that one day actually with the passenger themselves the experience. But people that we get for the call the airline, get for delay confirmation of the passengers, and before they allow them for check-in, perhaps we get for make that known to the airline and say, okay, well, we could collect the money on arrival. But apart from that, everything we put in place went on as planned, and we feel satisfied about it. Maybe the only area also we need for improve upon is that one, okay, the airlines for now that they can't late, like Brussels yesterday, they told them kind of almost 9 o'clock. So if you realize that by the time the passenger they come on at airport, take the boat, can turn the coffee order almost don't catch up. So that is something they review. First, we go for see whether the airline they go for stick to that time day. If they go for stick to them, then generally it look like we go for try for see how the coffee order will be extended to 12 midnight, so that at least the passengers, they're not for the passengers, they're more about their relatives where they come pick them. Because for the passenger, it's easier for say, okay, the ticket or your passport it will show, but when somebody will come on a host for counting the passenger. You know, we see that the person can't sit down, play the wait that Pelican for 3-4 hours before the person they come. All and they could be boring. So that's one area actually who they look at. But overall, apart from all of that, all these few things I just don't identify, I think we feel satisfied and we feel fulfilled. The full team we did yesterday, Mrs. We did yesterday. The team for NACOVA, guided by the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, we did it. The technical team, we did it. Mr. Stephen Kaoja, one of the members of the strategic team, the lab pillar Professor Gebao, we did it. So everybody, we did it. We get full force yesterday at the airport, actually. So hopefully inside this week, we're starting Monday. Next week, we'll try to get a task force meeting again for review. We, based on individual assessments there and see where we think to say we need for make improvements. So far so good for the arrivals. These are all the challenges we experienced and we are satisfied with it. With departures from Freetown, again, there is the number for tests very increased because the people who want to go to Boku. So we have a force for increase the number of test swab collectors, and testing and swab centers then. So that's if we have for gather kind of capacity challenge, but also that self could be improved upon because we don't know now. But that's not something we expect say it will continue for long because these are people that we don't count, they get stranded as alone there. So the moment they say airport open, the airlines are coming, everybody almost want to go back. So you expect that kind of surge. So by and large, actually, then self will not get one problem with it, apart from the demand for swab collections. So that is something we would improve in terms of how we can address that. So overall, in a nutshell, actually, we feel satisfied so far with the process. And we have just get a similar concern like everybody. We want to see that this is sustainable and moving forward because we are very much mindful of the potential risks with this pose to the health situation of the country as we are now. So on that note, I want to tell listeners and the travel public, thank you, because they really complied yesterday with all the measures and wouldn't reach at the airport. So everybody was properly masked up, even the service provider, they said they were masked up, there were social distancing maintained, So we're on the track. Thank you, sir.
Okay. I want to make we start thank you for that overall update. I want to make we start from the Turkish airline. We see Turkish airline come, it collects people but it no bring come nobody. Why?
This now be charter flight where we don't apply for repatriation. So, and the schedule we don't close before the ban was lifted. So, and that thing, I don't get time we get open the systems. Okay, they'll sell tickets for bringing people there. So that's not the issue. Not people saying passenger they not be there for camp. You understand? Turkish don't officially submit the schedule. Then they begin to 2 weekly scheduled flights beginning next week. So now that no more happen. That's not really wrong with Turkish. Then come on, I just repatriation flight. Then the schedule says next week they begin.
And then we go with, I think, 93 passengers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now Brussels come. I know so you talk about the late. Now new time, then they can begin work on, or now something be happened yesterday, we make them can late.
Well, the flight be delayed by 1 hour. They be supposed to don't come by 7:40. You understand? Mm-hmm. So 7:40 at that time, if they be don't come on time, at least before 10 o'clock, almost before don't leave the airport, So, yeah. So technically, but actually the new time when they don't push now that they try for. That is why they are operating on now. They don't come back to the 5 o'clock yet. They shall schedule now that hour then they operate for us. 7:40.
So yesterday na the water taxi them be there for ferry people them, or the main ferry self be wait for passengers them?
Yeah, ferry self be wait, because there was some movement. Actually, the family of the deceased deputy UKI commissioner, they be get 4 camps of 6 dignitaries and have been crossed and come for can receive the cops, even though unfortunately the cops not become. But the ferry be get for wait for meet of that schedule, that flight.
Okay, somebody just send message now. I think since we're on this topic, we could just ask you, make you just explain to the person back. The person say Turkish Airlines don't cancel all their flights for August.
They say they don't. Well, in order to me effect officially yet.
Okay.
They want, so I'm not going to comment on that, because when they take a decision like that, then they officially write me and notify, but they don't send in their schedule for commence operation to Freetown.
So now we believe say them for start according to their schedule in next week.
Yeah, exactly. But if they waiting the post, they say they go by, then maybe by Monday then we don't send the notification to the state.
Okay. So we glad you say ferry be there yesterday for help out. But when we get any calls with passengers them for left the airport, reach na their host, if them be get any issue with them body pass for show security them, the one the way coffee that be catch?
Well, what we do, we inform the police authorities. So I don't get any complaints, anybody be face any embarrassment from police because coffee that catch them on the street. I don't get any concern. But the police authorities were informed that this is what. So earlier on, we don't know if anybody will get passport or tickets. For once, the traveling public, they are a member of the traveling public, they are allowed to go home.
Yesterday, where we be the watch live, there are 2 or 3 places where we see be a concern to some of we. Where yonder the social distancing be asked for control small. That time where the line really don't long from the one them where the entrance to the airport back up now the tarmac to the flight to the aircraft itself. Then when they will be, they did not be able for control and social distancing and usai, then they collect them baggages them. People in the back not be able to control with the social distancing. However, we be see say the airport authority be really try for make people observe like the steps them usai for stand and just wait till then call you come. But some side and be there with the system say workers then they can't bunch there. Where if we they suggest say who da not get business yonder if because that's outside then they check you yellow card. When they check them, then another person they where they tell you for just go na the queue, usai you they do the manual or the electronic passport check, then you can go. Yanda, some people will not even get business they be the can't team up there. I don't know if that one day una be notice them.
Yeah, who self noticed that one day? Okay, in the first place on the outside, the hand washing. Which make that queue belong outside the gate for enter inside the airport, the terminal, the hall, the arrival hall. That hand wash you will make. So people they cause delay. So one party reviews them. This is my own personal view and some of the team members. They believe say since we don't get hand sanitizers and sensorless one they within that hallway, so it's enough than we form queue for let people for they wash their hands. They waste their time. So maybe we'll go for eliminate that one. So we enter, we will use the hand sanitizer the normal. Instead of make that hand washing and so that queue no go stand again. Yes, with people, the airport staff with the inside the building. Well, normally the people will be the most yesterday in our observations, most of them. Not necessarily meaning idle people that normal actually. This is our first major flight this week yesterday. So we need to get an observation team inside the members every day. Then of course you naturally normal every society you get people that way themselves not deviant. You get 1 or 2 people that way themselves left their business can't have that because the relative they come. The same thing no they talk the typical Salomon culture, But moving forward, these are all things we don't know and therefore will be addressed ASAP as I tell you so. We already don't take measures and towards them for address them. At the carousel, why actually you believe to say social distancing be hard for different for waiting every day because we try for use the 3 carousel, that's number 1. So no, you not able to know which specific carousel where you bag it. You don't understand it. So the people that have been given, they move from one carousel to another, that exchanges them, we did it. But the good news is that one, everybody was properly marked up, which is good, and they are all very close. Nobody not doing any physical touching. So yes, the distances were close, but once the marks, I would emphasize on the proper use of the face mask, because once you get the face mask is properly used, even if Mary to up near, there is minimal danger as far as any form of exposure is concerned. So that's why we try to emphasize that one day. And there were hand sanitizers around, like we touch anything we use, you can easily sanitize your hand. But if you have that safe, like I said, this is one of the largest capacity we ever get at the airport. 158. That is too much. But you can understand, these are passengers we already done the cancel flights there from last week. So actually we're supposed to come. So that bulk the whole night make you get that kind of pressure. So we are really full to capacity yesterday. So now but I don't think moving forward, when especially in the next 2 weeks when we can come to normal operations now, we experience that one. So
una be able to take time in consideration for making a time people how many minutes they spend from when they enter and they arrive in all till they exit. Una be able to take any note of that?
Yeah, we took note of that. But we don't just say from the day you arrive now, where you can't do that aircraft till you left that airport terminal building day. For spend more than 1 hour. But yesterday they lasted more than that. Why? One, so man go for go pay first. So then a procedure we're not supposed for the part of farm. You don't understand it?
Yeah.
That payment, they delay, you're not supposed for delay. Then 2, like I tell you about the baggage. The bag may be boku. So man work out 4 bag, 5 bag, 6 bag. So it took the handlers more time for back then, make sure they empty the aircraft with the bags and for make the holding at the carousel. So man said it takes more time than the baggage reclaim. You spend more time there for it for a bag before you even go. So then they out of the procedure itself. If not because of the baggage, then be boku. You understand? If a normal average traveler we get 2 bags, 458 passengers, you don't expect them to have more than 400 bags. But imagine that people get over 6 bags, 4 bags, and Brussels we get for counts. And after the bag, we then we get some Brussels. So that even make them be careful. Left some passengers, they will come out London, then back them, they knock out them. So that is really one of the factors who identifies who responsible for that lateness in the back. For that number, why we exceed beyond the minimum or the maximum of 1 hour will be done approximate for the entire process. So now that really, but these are some of the things we do identify anyway. Moving forward, like I said, this is just my individual assessment to observe, where we share among the team members and some of we give opinion as well. We find out say common among we have this like common observation. But by next week, the team get for meet back and see how we'll have a review exercise. Maybe that will call for a change of policy or not. Then we'll come back and inform the public accordingly.
So yesterday, a lot of people we get for no say we get sniffer dogs them na airport. How many dogs do we get in?
we get 2 really, but we don't get promised to get 1 back. We for COVID. We can make 3.
So we get 3 dogs them. We can get 3 dogs them. I think we get 2 right now, right?
Yeah, we try to get 1 for make 3.
Okay, so we get 2. What's in the job them?
Well, they were get present as sniffer dogs for narcotics, bombs.
Okay. When they're not in an airport, what's in can they do?
They get a home put them just like any other pets. And get trainer for them. Where they deal with them, constantly they deal with them, and get a place for them.
Okay, because yesterday, a lot of people they say, like the one way they used yesterday, we don't know now because sometimes flights don't say where you not go. It looks slow for doing work yesterday. Or if it just, na in pace than the way they work on.
They say this not dogs, not a machine where the remote am. So they are trained to do their job. So they go through training. They are trained. So and they go for do according to how they are training the way they get.
Okay, apart from Brussels and Turkish, where we know say get for resume, any other flights like KQ, like all the other one, that any flights don't begin, whisper, say then go start again where airports don't open, so?
KQ be say second and Air France the fourth. But somebody tell me say KQ don't cancel to the 9th, but that I not get that official yet.
Okay, so for now just Brussels in fully because it don't start already. And then with the one day.
Air France they start the 4th of August. Full.
Okay, Air France the 4th of August, okay.
Yes, they want to do 2 weekly flights. KQ have 2 weekly flights.
So you were listening right now because I see some people say, I don't know whose airline will cancel and flights them. You will listen now. You can go to Air France and KQ in Kenya Airways and see if you can able to get space there for Go Salon and Brussels. So then flights and they then already confirm. Go there and see if you get space, then you will be lucky. So make we come to the test them yesterday. Yesterday, every passenger will disembark where they analyzed for the rapid and the PCR.
The PCR swab will collect on yesterday.
For every passenger.
For every passenger we got yesterday. The one who know we do the rapid test. Because government business, the rapid test procurement process still not completed yet. So then they say it is noted. But actually by next week hopefully all things go on the full scale really. When normal operations then really go on coming. That's one thing we will note of. So the rapid test will take effect by next week, hopefully when the samples, the procurement process, I understand they don't complete them. Now for let the supplier deliver the product and no more now. So, and all of this again, if the flights are not be done resume, you go out for let them come because you need flight for count and other than that, you get for charter a flight for that and they will increase the cost. So these are all some of the things why we need for get the airlines flying into Sierra Leone back because it is the burden on government to fight against the COVID. Because it's easy for move logistics. It's normal commercial operation than a chartered flight.
So how much then be charged people yesterday? Because that $80 be supposed to be for the rapid and the PCR. So the one that we go yesterday, now $80 they still pay even though they not take the rapid test?
Well, yeah, because the policy don't say now $80. You understand? You don't say because you don't collect the PCR, so the person not go pay the $80. So that's the other issue again.
So which
because means the $80 is for the The $80 is for the testing system, which is you get to cover both the test kit and the service with the people they render. So you know go just here because the PCR are not ready now, so they're not for pay that amount of money now. We don't already communicate that. We agree this night a weakness on the part of we leadership, but we apologize to the public for that, and that could be addressed. But we not want the team know at that moment they get all go allow me and change this one thing. Mind you, this is a national policy where you don't make a don't just adjust because 1 or 2 moments you have economics to it. So that is actually the situation.
So going further, una go amendande or still if let's say next 1 month the rapid test people are still going to be paying for a service where they not go get?
No, fine, no go take 1 month. Like I said, the latest by next weekend is the PCR test for on the income. So all other flights, subsequent flight now they can them for the one.
Some people then they ask about Morocco airline. They're not contacting anything yet.
We didn't touch with them, but see if you check the Kingdom of Morocco, they still close their airspace all. So now that's not the problem. They cannot open the airspace yet. World leaders then they're very skeptical. You get some really we don't ever take the decision yet as to whether for lift the ban or not. So that's the challenge also again. We get for not to all countries.
Okay. now we don't able for no say, because what be the go around today, like say, test not be even be conducted. So I'm glad the way you don't able clear that one, they say, now the rapid test, now they not be able for do, but every passenger be able for take the PCR. So now, what should I be una advice to them passenger that they, since una not be able for determine at airport, whether positive and whether negative, then they get for taking out from 24 to 48 hours. What should be the message to them?
Well, two things. In the first place, everybody will come out, we can yesterday, then don't do test first at the point of origin before they cancel, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that is clear. So we know that one very well. So the second test now will be for actually the donor salon here, now for minimize the importation of the virus in the country. So expected that within 24 hours, yesterday that made the lab team make it possible for that. Their test results will have been communicated to them within the next 24 hours, at least to minimize the spread in case somebody assume that somebody is positive. They don't come inside the country. So if you look at the incubation period from the time the person do the test in UK or America, say you don't travel the cancer alone, you will find out say the incubation period really for COVID no go don't be done make. Let me assume the person get them. You don't understand it. So say that test result they come out incubation period. At least the rates at which the person could be able to transfer is still within the safe period. So not that no more.
Because some people and they say, because the rapid test not be conducted yesterday for able check say yes, if them be advised the people them for self-isolate, say where you go, please just wait till we able for get the PCR result, then we go able for communicate to you. So that at least they go able for understand that one day.
Yes, that advice will give them. Generally, we'll give them the advice for let them observe all health protocols. You understand?
Okay.
But we are all human beings. We are all Sierra. Some people that naturally don't want to be advised. They don't go take them. We don't know what the person go to the host. So what we have to do is make sure that we get the result, the status known as fast as possible.
Okay, so I want to come back to this rapid test to not be conducted and then be paid for them. So then go get any incentive or refund or kind of a way if they get for return, they're not going to pay that 500,000 again.
I'm nothing to say really. It will create confusion within the system. So that is actually one of the thing we want for our board. You understand? So anything one person.
So no refund do not get for the. So like the one that we don't pay, then just get for forget about that.
Like what they say no more, I want less Leone and say, brothers already can at the country. That $80 already they pay. Let them see as their own contribution towards the government fight against COVID that's alone. So whether they conduct the test or not, really, I see that contribution. But the object is really would they conduct the test. Now just because of, like I said, we have some constraints in terms of procedures, we get in our government business, they just grab from Israel, go buy them. You get for go out the procurement process, and in that thing, you have to ask the people then for let them submit samples, they conduct quality control panel, the technical people then say yes, they meet the specification, or they look out for. So all around and don't delay the process. A scientific process, this are for better. If they say the quality control exercise for do for 1 week, 2 days, 2 weeks, you just get for do for 2 weeks. You don't go say do 1 day. Otherwise, you'll be deceiving yourself because you don't want to use the product that is not good.
So, will I be able to talk to any of the passengers then waiting na be the experience on board the flight?
Well, on ground, yes, we spoke to a few people actually. And they are very happy with the process, as far as they are concerned. The process is very seamless and fast, so they don't have any. They are very satisfied with it. The only thing is always when they say, well, say the swap actually, say sometimes it creates some more inconvenience for people. You understand it?
Yeah.
And the only downside about that. I know about people that say, but all other things they were compatible with it.
Okay. The swab don't be conducted. The test don't come out for me when I contact the people or nothing not come out yet.
The lab team lead, no men cannot talk today. And I'm able to watch a NACOVAC updates, whether the 300 and something test results will come out today, whether the member include members of the airport.
Yes, I be ask them that. I ask them because I be there na the Zoom. I ask them, they say yes. The number we then give it today, the 301, it was part of the people them yesterday na airport.
Right. So that tells you that. Yeah,
so maybe by tomorrow, nine then go send message to the people them for say either they are negative or positive.
Well, I believe they don't get the message set.
Okay.
I believe so. Because it's automated.
Okay.
So they will send an SMS message via.
If you listen we right now and you na be passenger yesterday na Brussels airline we go salon, please contact we, make we know say you don't get a message from NACOVAC for say yes you are negative or you positive. We just want to know if you don't receive message from NACOVAC say the test way you do yesterday waiting it turn out for be. I'll let you know and tell me if you're negative or positive. But just make let we know, say you've been contacted by NACOVAC. We want to say una do good yesterday na the airport. How long it take una for prepare the airport the way I was say yesterday?
We don't start from early as June. As early as June, we don't start. So if you look at a 6 weeks preparation, that is for put everything together.
They say that team 9 can make team B. But this team we don't make airport look like I look so now. We want for ask I make no go back will become. But before that, make we continue for see the airport in a state and condition we also go proud say now we own airports that one day. Una get any other thing in mind for add to what you see so?
First of all, like you always say, trust the process. You know, one thing we got to take away from President Bio administration is that now government will improve every day. If you check from where President Bio became president in April 2018, the way you see the government they progress every day as we sleep the week, what they go piano, and before they see they go, they see new development and also. So I know one for like, if you wake one day you see brand new terminal building at that airport, it's not going to be surprised. Where everything will be state of the art. So and that's not what I can say.
So the SIM card where they give people yesterday, now pay for them or not free?
Not free. They get it all. They're free.
So the person I just forget an unlock phone for able for use the SIM card.
Yeah.
So you will listen, if you get for make a trip, go salon, make sure so you get an unlocked phone because the government of Sierra Leone, they provide you free SIM way. Now they una expect to contact the person, right?
Yeah.
So what if somebody gets your own number, you don't want?
Well, that way we already man. Then we could try for get Orange back for let themselves come on board for provide the same service for free. You understand?
Okay.
So let's say if you come, you get Orange number, you don't have to change them. You go just add them to the database. If you come, you get a free cell SIM, you don't want to change again, then go just add a free cell SIM to the database.
So how the airport hotel look like right now? Because I say some people yesterday will be choose for going to the hotel, not look glad in the condition where they meet them. You get any knowledge about that?
I don't really say they don't open the airport hotel.
Okay.
They don't open it officially. So it's from more than closer. But somebody that we don't build airport, we don't build news, it's about 60-bedroom hotel. Let's call it look the gateway. But instead of not open it, if you open it now, you go now almost a 4-star hotel. If you open them, I think to the public go because some people they go kind of not go and cross that next day, they go prefer for sleep and cross that morning. I think it will be good.
Okay, so you will send the message to the airport in condition. According to the DG, the airport hotel not open. So the one the way say then get concerned about the airport hotel. I think that's where we go left everything for today. Unless if they can open the phone line, people and get all that thing, maybe we go contact you back. But for now, sir, waiting you are left with we.
Again, just like me last night, the message I have been left the last time, make them just continue for trust the system and continue for patience with we. You know, all those countries who saw all this, so one of the end, so they not be arrived at where they are just overnight. It took them a lot of setbacks, you know, lots of persistence before they're able to reach where they are so today. So we serve a nation, a developing nation. We are moving towards that path. Let them patient with it. Some things you can put them and you not get the same results as you wanted it. But yes, that will not deal with. All we require them is their patience and their continued support and continue for trust the system. You know, this is like nobody know who can make this country, and nobody know who let this place pass out like we own country. So we not go see bad we do in our country. So that issue for say they go change me test results, they go collect swab, they don't conduct the test, then the sickness will come back to the country. We will not go do that. No rightful-minded Leone no will wish bad for making Ghana in country. So let Leone be part of a conspiracy for create bad for in country. So I just appeal to my brothers and sisters out there for let them know who they are. We want to let them come, but we are also mindful of the fact that we want for people to have a safe environment, even when they say can enjoy me. So till they can stay, then go back, they not get one problem. We say we then can stay with you, not get any problem in terms of health concern. So now that no more all they try for another one try for achieve. Not targeted for so we don't want to let them come. So we continue for crave on the indulgence and ask for their support.
Okay, Director General there, please just hold on quick, make we count this person. Just hold on for we, sir. Yes, Usman Toli, you get the platform, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Director General. It's always a pleasure for getting at this program. They do a fantastic job, and to be honest with you, whenever they can at this program, you can explain to me, you clear and you straight to the point. So we really appreciate you, because I know say we always get problems with some of the authorities in Freetown for Canada this forum who can't explain to me. Because they ask a lot of questions now this forum, and for the fact that you always bold enough for come, who can explain to me, fully aware that we ask a lot of questions. I think na kudos. We really, really appreciate you. But we get a number of questions that we still feel saying a challenge. But before I go to them questions today and then challenges today, I just want to say, I really impressed me yesterday. Because DG, to be honest with you, AAA do a little bit of studies yesterday at this forum, like a survey. He asked viewers them and listeners them, what did they think about the airport and the organization, the way I organize the airport, and the way I see the airport generally in terms of the processes, in terms of the systems, in terms of so many other things. And a good number of the viewers yesterday, something given at 90%, something given at 100%, something given at 80%. So on average, by new observation, on average, you're looking around 70%. So kudos to them. They don't do a fantastic job. But if you can quite remember, if you can quite remember, the first day you can at this program, in relation to this airport opening, I posed a number of questions, a number of things that we observe. And one of those things, I asked you a question about if we not get any plan B for the system, I mean the online portal. And you are very much confident, very much optimistic that nothing, not see anything will go wrong. Now, you don't come out, you don't tell me, say, we indeed experience a problem with the payment system. So meaning, some of the concerns that will be raised, it not being come to pass because the payment system, not been there, not full, be in operation. Consequently, some people that will pay for the will pay, so then go under, they're not able to pay, pass the way, then go back the airport, now they're able to go pay. So now one of the areas that one they will be in, the express concern, so that don't come to pass. And also the rapid test, where they not already pay for. Yeah, the rapid test where they not already pay for. Become effective. But I will not say that honest thing on your part. Because if any other person, it won't begin to play on the words then. But you come and play, you tell me, clearly say the rapid test, active yesterday. And then people had already paid. And the fact that accept the test where they don't do in their own country. If you say this is not time for them to revise or them change that policy there. Because, if somebody don't do a test, within 72 hours, you go back in your country and say for go do another test, where you therefore pay for. If you say that it look a bit awkward for the fact that even these first passengers that will come, still we are not even able to do the test. We are the rapid test. We will determine whether the passenger will go allow one at the country on that same day. We are not able to do that test day, but we are still allow them people and they for going at the coast. Yeah, under that same circumstance, if person don't do a PCR test, which is the most valid test, you say within 72 hours, if you say makes sense, just stick to that test the way the person don't make in country, but then when get rid of some of these challenges they want to face. That's the other question that one day I want to pose to you. And we listen to one program that is very platform we will get you so today. One organization, I don't know if not the United Nations, say, then they support we, for increase with testing capacity from 500 to 1,000 per day. Yeah? And as we express concerns that we don't remember a single day in that country day, where they don't conduct up to 500, where they don't analyze up to 500 samples. But this international community ready for support with up to 1,000 test kits then. Yeah? If you say, that for help, for ease down the payment, the burden on we the travelers then, especially with the diasporans then, who they wish for going away country. Because take it this way, an office say we're not able to test more than 1,000 per day. Yeah, including with the arriving passengers then. An office owner will test more than 1,000 per day. And believe me, one thing where I get confidence, and I don't tell every listener, an office in the international community, because don't forget, COVID-19 a global pandemic, a global phenomenon. Yeah, every country. I think this fight is for every country. And obviously, the international community will allow now for run out of testing capacity. I will assure you this. So for ask the diasporans then for campaign for that testing, knowing very well that we now already start challenges with the test, because that rapid testing now they determine it's like the criteria for allow somebody for go inside the country for admit them straight away in the country. Yeah, we not already begin for face capacity. Why would I not go just stick to the that test where the person arrive with now in country, especially the PCR sample where the test where the person take. Then the other area of concern that DJ. The SIM card. This is not a question. The SIM card. We know say some of them company now then they do our own business. What I want to know, the SIM card, is it a public, private, business or public-private enterprise, or not just the government? Because what are they try to deduce now? Yeah, I want to know if now then communication company, yeah, then provider, yeah, telecommunication company, and then they provide the SIM card for free so that we will use their service as a kind of business, or not purely a public, not the government no more the provider SIM card. No other private company no include inside the SIM card. That again another area where I want you explain to me. So so far so good. As I say, we are really impressed yesterday. We hope it continue. Because as you say, this is now one of the interesting observations we get yesterday was that this large number of arrivals that we see right now and departures that we depart are due to the fact that people that been on day and wait for flights for a very long time. The one that we trap in Europe as well as the one that we will trap in Salon. So most of them in the try for return back. But the best way for assess the situation, now wait after 3 to 4 weeks, then we will know the full impact of our measures them to the flying situation as well. So now that number therefore put on the table, but it's always a pleasure for getting here because you're fantastic. It make your point quite clear. You are so impressive with the way you put your case across. And you are so bold. So for that, kudos to you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Yes, before I come with Director General, thank you very much, Usman Toli. That's how Usman Toli they talk, na WHO, na then say through GTZ, when a German organization, they don't give 500,000 euro for increase with testing from 500 to 1,000. Yes, Director General Tifa, you get the platform, sir. Waiting, now you respond to waiting Usman Toli don't say.
Okay, first, I'll just tell Mr. Toliboku, thank you for the compliments to the system yesterday and all the other listeners. We actually appreciate the good work we put in place so far. Let's just start with the last part of Mr. Toliboku's question. You are okay for dealing with the SIM card, you understand. In the first place, we use the SIM card for contract tracing. One, the surveillance team for making them able to access people that when we get any issue, when we get suspended for case or any information, one for that from them. So what will happen during the fight? Both the two mobile companies, the Orange and Africell, will go donate some mobile phones and to NACOVAC as part of their own contributions toward the fight. So they establish a closed user group for them, CUG, so that they're not going to pay for the calls the way that they make among themselves. You don't understand? So for link up that CUG with the traveling public where they come, because if they say they go for the buy top for call the people, they make for cost them money. So they try to make sure they make those SIMs available so when the people can they get them. So automatically that SIM is registered and you are a member of the CUG for the surveillance team. So in case they get anything for reach out to you, they can call you on that number and they will access you. So that will save cost on part of NACOVAC in terms of buying mobile top-up for make them call you. And you self can return the call. Let's say they call them, so you self know they feel okay. You find out say you don't care, you get some symptoms, you can call them wherever you do, they can call them, then they can come meet you without being cost to you. So basically it's like a win-win situation for both even you the traveler and that of the NACOVAC themselves. And that's why they also provide you with the data in that phone and that SIM where you can be able to use again. So basically the SIM you only restricted to use them for the 2 weeks where they're under the surveillance. After the 2 weeks, if you want to throw them, you are not compelled. So you see, so as far as the SIM is concerned, actually the mobile companies that they provide them for free to the state. And when they give you for let you say use them because you want for the 8 week for work we do with surveillance work. Because some people when they come, they say some people they come in they get a local, they don't get local SIM. Ordinarily they begin to buy the local SIM and put it inside their phone. So and because we know One for reduce that body day by you back so you get for buy local SIM, put on your phone and all the rest of things. And give you that SIM, you use that for 2 weeks. If you don't want to again, you can drop them. So now that make we give you an orange SIM for come on board very soon. So if you need a post, maybe don't get orange phone, SIM says one you can cancel real quick. We don't take that phone in that SIM that again. We just add that SIM now. The register and normal ID part of the closed user group network. If now if you get, we add you the back so you become the closed user group for ease of communication. So basically, that's what they use the SIM there for. Not to say you are obligated for making you use them after the 14 days for this after the surveillance period has expired. You can throw them. So now that number one for say with regards to the use of the mobile phone SIM there. Second, the issue about testing. Testing get objective. I give you an example. Initially during the discussions when we get with the health authorities, we agree say the frontline staff, all the people who work at airports, where they involved with the passenger process, every 1 month, every 4 weeks, they do tests. WHO oppose. You see, because we waste the test kit. Because what you do, that is not really the objective. What now objective we want for achieve? If you say everybody who work at airports, they are exposed, so therefore every month before we test them. Whereas you get communities, we already get community transmission. You get communities where you do massive testing on it. So you get that facilities. Why not we use that day? So WHO said, no, we don't need to do that because that would be waste to the user. So this is what they do in the airports on a special testing. It's different from what in WHO or GTZ they give money for let them provide our test kits for local user in country. Then for massive testing, they want for know the objective behind that. They want for see the rate at which the thing don't do community transmission. As far as the government is concerned or the health authorities are concerned, they still not believe say whether salon don't reach where pick off or not. Because the figures where they can now, they are not convinced. Because we have not done massive testing yet. We will not test the entire Freetown or even 30% of the Freetown population. They have not tested them. Let alone you go to Bo Kenema. So that is the concern of the health authorities. So no one follow assume say by the figures they can our case is not done, they will relax then at the end of the day see a research. So that's why they want for tests massively. So the objective is different from the quoting they count that test kit that they for WHO and GTC they count. The objective of that is different from the objective of waiting to happen at the airport. This is for the traveling public. This is a specific type of test. Other countries they did it. When you want to travel, you say you for test, you don't for pay for them. If they request for you appointments, they go you pay. They're not going to say because even though in other countries that they test are free of the public, but you because a special test you don't request for, you they pay. Now just like visa facilitation, like for American visa, they need medical. So when you want to go do the medical, they say you need test. So you go pay for the test. Even HIV, even though HIV tests now hospitals are free, but you don't go pay for HIV test too. Because at the end of the day, now requirement will go take visa and you don't request for them. So you never go pay for them. So that is one thing we go for try for understand. The objective of the two type of testing is different. This is a specific type of testing we do. For make we check with travelers and where they come and in and out of the country. Not to that one way the WHO or development partners they want to achieve, they want for access, they want for increase the testing capacity of the state for access whether we don't reach where pick up or not. So that is two different completely. So I know one for not we rely on that. And of course, the issue about testing at origin or testing on arrival. Again, we got to understand what are the objective behind the two type of testing. Why would they say that you do testing at the origin, like we did in London, so before you travel test? Because we want to minimize the transmission of the virus via air transport. If you don't test the status, you're not going to say you don't get the sick. Then you can't at the airport, you can't travel with other people then. The chances are for you transmit that sick to those people is greater. But if all man don't test, every member of the traveling public, before they test, you will not know his status. If you're positive, you know they travel. If even you want to travel, you know say now you're not questionable with somebody. You get to take necessary measures, the protocols into consideration. So then one thing I don't want to achieve by testing at origin, one for minimize transportation by air transport. Why would they say that we test you on arrival? Two things. One, even though you don't test before you left the point of destination, but you still will be exposed because on 2 days, 3 days time, we don't know whether you get for go see, whether you get for go church, or whether you don't church at the airport. There's a possibility that you can still come into contact with someone at the airport. Then you coincidentally import in our country for not testing on arrival. So testing on arrival really for prevent deportation. So that they make. And two, we're not able to validate. Not to all, for example, we say, okay, UK testing system is strong. But you get countries, the way the testing system is weak, not as strong as UK. So we say, not just rely on testing or only say, they do them. We go be deceived with self because UK good, America good, but sometimes Qatar or UAE not good, or Kuwait not good. The one person go come on Kuwait, he can't. We take and say they all come on UK, they all come on overseas, they test they're good. The way they can infect the airports, they can spread the virus to people there. So we are all mindful of that. We're able to validate testing done outside of Sierra Leone. And as a matter of fact, we want to minimize importation. So therefore, we do your test back. So that is actually why you see we are more concerned about doing testing at the origin and doing testing on arrival because they all three complement each other. Right now, we're not getting secondary screening. We rely on the testing we do at departure. So when you don't arrive now, I let that within that 24 hours, we are sure say, okay, well, whatever happens, this man don't do testing under force. So if you not be the day, for being guards, you see, this allow the public self for don't raise concern. More people in the kind of move and not test them and allow it. Saturday will not be get tested the other week out for don't say, okay, Lord, isolate you first until you get the 24 hours result come out before we allow you for let go. So you see, and nobody not go there for let the isolator because it's frustrating and it costs. You get cost implication attached to it. So we are mindful of that. So now that make we keep the two systems this way. So that is something why I just want for make listeners to understand clearly. And the issue where we not able to do the rapid test yesterday, like I said, na banking arrangement, not to the software say we get problems. The software is perfect, up and running. The problem we get now the banking arrangement because the payment system will be linked with a bank. We get an international account. So unfortunately, two local banks are unable to provide that for me. Both Salon Commercial Bank and Local Commercial Bank. So all this while we are trying to deal with these other banks will operate in a salon. We try to get you that no materialize, now EcoBank now will be the target for you, saying that technology, then get those challenges and information, try for link the new banking system to this online platform will be on the start will be on great. So now that challenge they will get no not to see now with this platform of itself, but now the banking arrangements and for link our operator. Now that make even see the EcoBank staff and they collect the money yesterday now on arrival. Because in other words, EcoBank now they get the responsibility now for collecting money. So because that money we don't want to let the money collected, they go to individual account and government money. Even though they go to government coffers directly, they go to NACOVA for replenish the kits. So now that challenge they will get with the system really. Now the banking arrangement they try for rectify. Now which then our holiday said. The assurance will be getting for the accomplished, but then our holiday. So now that they make. So then go take me to Monday, probably by Tuesday up and running. So that no good day, we not get that problem there. And we expected that will be sorted out by midweek, next week. And everybody will be, the system will be up and running and perfect. These challenges are actually not those challenges where you fit to say, not to major challenges, these are just minor challenges. We, as far as I know, could be addressed within the next 2 or 3 days. So now that number I just want for give as a way of response to my brother Minister at all in questions that we ask. And I believe this is not to more. These are questions where generally the vast majority of the traveling public or listeners they really get concerns over. And I hope I don't attempt to convince the listeners there of Mr. Atolu yourself by addressing or making some of this response. Thank you very much.
Somebody they asked disable them, then say they pay for test.
We say everybody. Okay. So once in a travel.
Okay, what thing will be your Tata word now?
Well, I just want to say thank you to yourself for at least we really try to create this platform where we can come once in a while and give updates to brothers them. For me, we able to allay them fears and continue. This is all part of public education because this is a new norm. All the try for use to them, and change is so very difficult for achieve overnight. So we will only achieve them by this constant engagement. Therefore, keep the communication line open, and I appreciate you very much. And even the listeners, their feedback is well noted, and it's good that they get this feedback because we in a public office as them, we there for serve them. So if we're not able to engage them, we're not able to get their feedback. And we're not able to improve the system. We will just feel to say we are perfect. Even though they say we are 75%, that means to say we still get 25% now to accomplish. So I promise them we'll work on that 25%. And the next time I go there, then say go say now everybody go say we are 100%. So I tell thank you to everybody who take their time for review the process and the procedures that we don't put in place. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director General. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's now the Director General of the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority, Moses Tifa Barrow. Now, one part of the people we, I think, say, whenever we knock in the mouth for bring and come here, in not a reject we call. He always ready for come. Even if he's not available, he go try for make time we available and he go come for answer the call. Then they are not going able to tell you with other people. I mean, a few people in there, but I think say in champion that side. Beaucoup people in there we can always contact for bringing them come. They are not coming. They're knocking grief for come. They need a grief for come at all. Some people then go see the message. Some man go. They're not going to even reply to your message. Let alone you feel say then go end up for come. No. I just don't want to call names, but remember how many things we don't deal with this week. Some of them people in there, not to say we can want for the go take audio na radio democracy and they play. We just feel like for cow the people them and talk to them directly na. But my dear, not an easy call. So now I make when we are grateful. Forget person we always ready for answer the call. We want for make it can explain to we. Even though they ask and the question them, they tell you how we look like. You nearly play with the question. Not so. They tell you exactly how it's here. And then and we have to tell them how we have see what thing then they do. Like right now, a lot of we get issue with that money. That rapid test they don't take the money, but they don't render the service. All man they tell, but he don't tell. He say that you own way down the way have the air prophet salon. Make a out, us friend. Make we what thing you get for it today? Yes, us friend, you get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tripoli, and we thank we Director General for can give this the progress of voting that they actually do in the airport, and everybody actually be not able to see and observe the way the initial setup day, and in fact from the way they do the simulation up to now, people have done the follow up that, and the initiatives and the way the answer is actually in place, especially that area. Maybe they try to talk about why actually you don't test now, why they forgot test you under. That side they explain them very well. Even though some people have the asked a little guy, but if you see the race actually, because most of the sides in Europe now 6 hours the test actually for take, but because of the demand for anywhere for side for them to get the specimen and do and it will take a while. So coming for look, say why they for test today, that side the whole water, because even when the transit, like a Brussels, if you come inside, get for stop day, and when you look the countries that where they come, and I think say Brussels na country where then get them get a multicultural place. They get Spanish, and go outside na French, then get outside na English. So you go what is say there is a likelihood say Spain like right now. What is second wave, not a second wave, but it looks like a second wave. It hit somewhere in Catalonia. So all those kind of things. And then somewhere in France, it get a little bit. So you go get for whole water, say, then get for really keep to that one day for now. Except for the area where they come to the last bit where everybody they complain for now. Oh, we go for try use store if we were able or not, now the payment. But looking at that strategy, it's very good. The only sign of money way me just get for whole small for us. And the first of all, I hope say it do because it get a communication with the IOTA. I believe that one, the International Aviation agency. So I feel say I'm pretty sure then they deal with them wearing, then go able for the back add up to the number for no some areas they wouldn't no student country they are, then get then we don't put that in first place because there was a time when it started that will before lockdown say if they no say the common country wouldn't begin the quarantine people in the airport. That was the thing. So I only hope and then go expand them or transform them in a way we're able for fit with the one them when at this aviation way they don't lock, they don't open, but the sick idea is still there around. Where in them go say them country already common here, now this procedure here and now this procedure here. Why I bring them? Because there are countries them where you left and not feel see then they actually do the PCR. So I don't know who's one then they accept if now the rapid test, now they go accept where they apply by the form or now the PCR. Then I don't know if you not get them from country where they left for like travel goes alone, if they go allow you for go, then they go do their 2 tests. But I believe say they go must be lenient that side because you they come, you see. So you travel with small precaution at the airport by wearing masks because this is, I think they put that strategy they accept for different flights. Now the space in no more I don't know. Because of business, so they not go likely one for cut down. It's only area they want the transport they go, but the aviation be say let them space like how they do the transport now. Yeah, they really try for put a 2 meter like one chair the empty that way they know. But I don't know if then they apply them based on the number of passengers they get, then they will able to cover the cost. So that's why they back a while they just see if there is a way it's possible. Let them just question. But that area of going like UK. I don't know it, but UK, if we come on UK go for good day, the only thing where they make the test you in UK for now where you get signs and symptoms. Now the one that where they travel are not sure of. I know outside then they go of country of arrival, like a lady who has observed today, I follow up, he come on now for go shoot a film in Greece. But he passed through Spain. Then he body cancer as he come, then do one they test they test them. Then do that 20 minutes, but at 20 minutes will take. But at 10 minutes you can do then do them, then you don't get in PCR back in negative, so you don't say the shooting the gun. But I just try to say then areas there where people in the come how then go able to think about them, for put them in numbers, say una would come here, if una not get this, now this would they give that space there. Because I don't know if that area they inside the website, two people and they go field. But say I not get a more, they not give me but sometimes they go give you the blood on because I ain't been boku for that rapid one. So the rapid one then they accept what I believe sometimes they mean or the PCR and then 2 tests there for they go enter. But if not to that, they don't enforce them. I believe say because why not go enforce them? I believe say they follow the strategy and they no more go for contact with the next passenger how they travel, are they following the other protective measures? Say they go reach there, then go do the test. Or now risk actually again because they are in the flight, all those things. You see, but the test not will stop you for letting you not get the sick, whether you get or not, because maybe like you said, you travel the same day way you travel, that same day that's until you don't get the virus, the 14 days not reach. So the test then they go do a normal and try to observe back. So I believe say even people that way they travel, sometimes you don't travel like right now, so they don't last night, then they lock down the back. Now Manchester just within the area where they are now towards the east end, the southeast of the side in Manchester, they don't lock down, so they create that one if affect all man now. But the lockdown now for let person not go inside person house or now go meet inside person like you can meet outside. But now because of the cases and the rise, you see. So now that one number one let them go try for look no more how they go able to think about it, how they want the way they travel come on UK. For the time being, in case they don't get that PCR and just get the one with a rapid one, then we will allow them to come. Or if they don't get both of them, then we'll allow them to come. Because not to all it, the country don't get that criteria. But on arrival, a majority of the country then they do them. But now on departure now, I don't know. Because on departure, where they go now, a flight they go book, especially from Europe here, they don't get time for keep you. You see? So the only thing where they go down, when you go for do them prior to where they go there. So when they come on now, if you go visit somebody in host, then you travel, you go between. So that one they don't know the risk behind it. But everything we left out to just the stringent measures. When you reach no more than they say. Because they say right now, the only best thing what you go able to do for yourself, now you get for be you passional or auto for you gear. You for be yourself for now. Not the government will give you when you get for decide, do I want to travel or not? But again, there is a need to travel because those who need to travel, they will go because a family and for see. But let it put this in place for let it go ask if there is a way where people in the common UK or the common other countries, if they knock out the PCR or the rapid test, waiting them will put in place for them. Then the one that when they come with the people, let them ask them back. If they not saying they will ask them that way, they will then try and know whose protocols when they follow. Then the list of countries them back with people and they come out for know how then they come inside with certain things they won't have their own criteria. So that one day back then would they fit in. Like this why if UK they know they test where they left, well we'll go fit in for this. Or if this place here they get this, will they fit in for this? So that they go to follow. But the only way now for contact the one they own the flight manager and the IOTA. What they do because in job and I believe say you know a lot about IOTA. So let's just bring up because then how and if you not bring anything at the table, they not go listen to you. So all man don't do. If when you look at WHO, the plans come every day like how NAPO back they do. Few weeks ago, because of the tension, they decided to do only twice a week now. Then they can't do the actual briefing. What then they brief? Because even though they own briefing at the whole world, and they try to do for. So you get for see there is a lot of work going on with authorities. But I would have first come and then go attend. So we take open, so let them try bring that idea to them and see which is them we're going for do in place for that one day. Now that one we just want to bring up. There are other few things but I just bring that basic side no more. So I'm able to see. But apart from that, they are doing very well. And then the areas where the people can get for go and come back, sorry, like the way they go to the community, that's how then they left them. Until they get them, then they contact them, they've asked them, then we ask them for signs and symptoms more. But I know that one day they will do because it's possible the person just don't get them. They can't even try to talk about them, go check on the airport. But when they can't check on the airport, that 14 days not still reach because the person they go. So that side day now, you therefore follow up, colleague will know the signs and symptoms. But I believe in that email they talk say that make them give them the phone. That's the answer. But I just want to see, not to that, let them just think about it. So thank you very much for giving me the platform. And thank you for the job they do. They hope for see how things and therefore go. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Osfren. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. God bless you. Welcome.
Yes, Tony, you get the platform, sir.
Yeah, Abraham, thank you very much. I want to tell Tifa, thank you for a good job. Me and one person were not surprised in Tifa and leadership because I'm my classmates, me and graduates together. And Maui always stand exemplary. Everything what they try for do and perfect. Congratulations. And just like you say, I know say that I listening government and instead of now one possible way they listen and always they take people their feedbacks them. You understand? Very important. I want to say thanks so much. The other side me want to mention about now where people then they go. If they go able to get a sort of identification, like in Canada, I get it when we just come back. Where you come in, then get a band within the Guna airport. Where like a seal where if you say you cut them, you understand, you can't take it off because it's a crime when you take them off. So we go give you clue like say, let's say we go saloon now, for example, then we don't, even though we don't go through the normal steps, then we then say the procedures, but let's say as assuming the result not come immediately, that immediately good as seen, then within that period, I come in contact where they go salon, I come in contact with somebody we already infected with the COVID, and then I get some, but I know the signs they not show it, you understand, even the way I still the weight. So if there's a band or something or identification where you can get now, and we all know say this is not just an ordinary time, this is challenging times, where you can get now, and so people around you go know say this person just come, and then will be very cautious with, because you get certain people that we definitely can just drop in a salon. We all want to enjoy. We go down on a beach, we want to interact with other family members and all this. So that will give you a clue. Say once I see Tony get that band in there, or I see Abraham get that band in there, and will say this, it just come. Then after 14 days or probably after the test, you can take them off. Like in the case where they have challenges, where they're not able to do the test, let's say there's issues, like what happened yesterday, you can get abandoned and you are with it. You understand? There can be something where if you get for just like way you pay for go watch a game now, we didn't do that tag. But what's not go destroy them or anything no go destroy them. So now just suggestion the memo one suggest to them if there is any way they can put modalities in place for that something like that. And because Canada they do no friends that we just come and don't go back then get it again there, and that's not my take. But in a nutshell, just like I say, I'm not surprised in the leadership. Tifa has been like that from where I know Tifa, for where they college. I mean, that's not so Tifa the operates. Thanks so much, Abraham.
Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, Tony Indy suggests for tag. The new JC tag that one in a tongue. Just salon. Man go use them for bluff still. Say, well, you see that JC in tag? People say for no travel go and go find away forget that kind of tag they make them feel saying self just come. In Ayana salon. Yes, call ID live on here. You need me to say the call from, please.
Yeah, the media talk to?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, this is I had a call from yours. Yeah, I watched the clip yesterday. The server sip and the clip, it looked good. Everything looked clean and okay. But the issue I have is this test with this guy, and for me, it gives two different answers. The first time it was on the interview with you, he said, even though there is a test, said in the common form, there's not so much they pay attention to, and because of flaws which he made mention to me about, again, lapses or something will happen with him, people go exposed to so other things. Then so in that circumstances, that's why they pay attention to local tests. You know, when you come, whether you do tests overseas or not, you have to do the local tests, the two tests, and those two tests then include the rapid and the other one. So the rapid test and the one where they do, where they show whether you get positive or negative, they wait until the other test comes in, you know. But they not get the rapid test where people can come. Then you say now, well, they don't do tests overseas. So we will wait for the other test. So which is which? You don't downplay the overseas test, whether they accept them. Then before even they go, they downplay them back again. He says sometimes they will not expose, you know, they make really pay so much emphasis on them. So who's a day on the testing? You know, if they not say they're not so much concerned about the test when they come overseas because people might have been exposed to some other things. Then that's the reason why they should have gotten their rapid test then in place before the operation starts. So there will not be any back and forth. You know, that's the way I see it. You know, I think they give two different answers. You know, if people not listen the last interview and this one now, they don't understand what the guy they say. But they understand exactly what he said the last time and what he said today. You know, that's my contribution.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Yes, call ID live on here. You name and inside the call from, please.
Hello, Triple A. This is Alpha Touré call from London.
You get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, now concerning this COVID test, to the gone. My contribution on this. Sierra Leone, a country where, you know, now they were born, but a country where the government not look ready for look up to the people and you know, they don't ever keep up them promises them, whether they make to the people which is very, very disappointed for everybody, for every Sierra Leonean. They're not the diaspora now, they're back home, which is very, very disappointed. You understand? The government on call on say people for pay for test. On unable to bring can the test every people for pay for. It really, really disappointed. There are so many Sierra Leoneans they back and at the diaspora, we want to go back home, you understand? But because of the policies they already put in, a lot of people they feel disappointed to go back home. We country need people we need people all over the world. We need diasporans we need people already build up this country. But the bad rumors, the bad things where they happen, it really, really, really they frustrate a lot of Sierra Leoneans One thing with this government for land, then they for look up to countries like Ghana, Gambia, other African countries where they look after their citizens We put their citizens first It don't matter how you come out. As long as you're not a citizen of that country, you're not diaspora now, you're back home. But the government always they there for certain commitments help for pleasing people. Main contribution I make. This government really need for learn, for try for look after the people, not to they yourself. Are you go collect money, not already test it? You understand? Or you go try for put test in place where probably you understand the restrictions the way they make. You understand? You able come up to the commitments. You understand? It really shameful and disappointed Tripoli. I'm your contribution and thank you for giving me the platform.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Yes, caller, you're live on air. Your name and who call from, please.
Yeah, then Patrick.
Yes, Patrick, you get 3 minutes, sir.
Well, I mean, the government don't try. I was impressed. You know. The only thing, as I said, the challenges where they don't go. Let them learn from them and try to improve it more. You know, but I agree with Tony with you say for that tag, but as you mentioned, almost salon in other countries, any way you put identification time, so man go use them for your own purpose now for making itself look good or name somebody. So man not going to understand what is that tag there for. They want to this way they see so they go. And first where they're corona. And the government put them back. You know. I mean, that will country. Some man will use them blood. But some man not get that common understanding. So that means I for just to this person don't start. Now man, maybe the person will go explain there, don't explain there differently. He said don't take another before they realize you don't go all over. You know, that man way the person like so and a corona patient, so you don't see the tag panel. You know, I mean, every country, everything possible. Anything possible, especially now, you meet somebody who hates you. You don't suffer. Or maybe you don't know, say, you know, you don't do and buy, you know, help them. You know, say, like, so and I deport you, they don't sell and not see the tag where they don't put panel. You know, go understand. All kind of ways. So, man, in capital, different as you say no more. But we pray it not go reach to that. I mean, the measure the way they don't put in place, they good. The money one, let it try to improve the testing, what they say, what people that they pay for, let they get it. Because listen to where they are. Why pay for something? You know, America, now we pay for something, you expect for data. And if you not get them, you don't take phone call customer service, or you don't meet the manager, or you don't go meet supervisor, or somebody, they will refund your money, or you will make it to say, you don't go shop there again, or you don't go buy it again, and they go want to encourage you for where you get your money, and you want. So, let it try to improve that more for the people there. I mean, they don't impress you as people that don't get them the 70, and so the 25% where they fail on, let it work on it. And I don't let us say tonight.
Thank you very much, Patrick. Thank you, sir. That tag. Tag de na salone. Yes, caller, I live on air. Your name and who the call from, please.
Ibrahim Sissel, call from Los Angeles, California.
Yes, I get 3 minutes.
Yeah, we almost say the incubation periods and they can take then 10 days, to 14 days. Okay, if I don't do my test, we show negative, like 72 hours prior to, my departure, I reach a salon, then I go do my test at salon, and within 72 hours or so, how I will know, how does that go prove, say, yes, whether, I'm positive or negative, because you get to take like 10 to 14 days, before the result will show. So, like, what I really think is, I don't be if the government actually for the impose, like, that tax, they say, 72 hours, we don't take your result. Improve negative, you're going to salon. If you go do another test, all we can ever do is like, since then they give you a SIM card, they therefore activate like a text message. From that 10 days to 10 days and to 14 days, you get like 2 text messages, for let you go to the nearest, maybe test center where you go for go do your test because you don't actually, reach that threshold of 10 days to 14 days, So if 10 days you go, you still show negative, and then you go back for making 14 days, and at least, that's all we need, Other than, we go through all the multiple layers there, so, and then, you don't begin to bring some dissatisfaction, on the rapid testing we people are not get, So now that's my own contribution. Thank you, Triple A.
All right, thank you very much, caller. Thank you, sir. Yes, caller, I did live on here. Your name and also I call from, please.
Hi, I call from UK, right? And I'm in Abdullah Jallo.
Yes, I get 3 minutes, sir.
Okay. Basically, one thing I want to inquire. Me, they work for the National Health Service now, London, right? I get all my tests then, and throughout this COVID, I work now I work with COVID patient, but my tests they all come up. I get everything. What about that documentation if I get that for travel? Because I desperately want to go Freetown right now. I just wait for my holiday, then I just want to relax a little bit.
No matter what test you get before you go salon, 72 hours prior to boarding, you for able for don't upload and na the online portal where they should say yes you are negative. But I like you get 20 tests where you get salon. You have to pay that $80 and take the 2 tests.
Okay, honestly, the money no matter. Honestly speaking, not the country the money they go. I don't care about the money. But the only thing no more if the effectiveness of the thing. That's the thing. You go just now, you don't land. They begin the money. You pay the $80. You can go there, you pay the $80, you do the test, or you can pay over here. Which one is more preferable?
Well, for right now, the online portal, we're not able to pay it because they're not getting the payment system ready.
Yes. So because I guess some of my friends, the way they're not trying, they're not go through.
Yes, in the work. So they not get them ready yet. But however, you able, because when you don't do them online, when you register for travel, you get a reference number. If you get a reference number, then you're able to make somebody pay for yourself in a salon.
Okay.
Or when you go pay in a airport.
Okay. But if you airport, then they allow you like travel go to your house, then you do the test, or you go do the test?
No, the test in the airport you do them before you go to your house. You have to do the test.
They get the result there before you go to your house?
This is how it's supposed to work. The rapid test, well, now we know say already it, but the rapid test now you're supposed to take first. Then after you take the PCR. The PCR you take for 24 to 48 hours. Yes, na airport. If you take the rapid test come positive, then they left you for going house.
Okay.
You will have to stay in a Wampade airport hotel in Alungi, but the cost is going to be on your head. Okay. But if you did negative, then they left you for going house. Then they will contact you later for say the PCR test don't come out and you result this.
Okay. Okay.
That's
fine. I like the explanation anyway.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. No worries, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, caller, I live on here. Your name and also call from, please.
Yeah, my name is Hussein Super Kanu. I call from the United States.
Yes, sir. Waiting now your own contribution. Get 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I want to congratulate and thank you for this kind of sensible program where you carry to people. I don't even know about the program. I just swipe my Facebook now. Meet up. May God bless you. May God continue for elevate now. I got 2 concerns. One, I read the talk about one plane yesterday. I want to get clear if plane don't begin land in a salon from abroad. A salon. Then the second thing is, what I want to get clear, if you do your COVID test 72 hours before you reach in a salon, then you upload them, because 72 hours now like 3 days. So you upload them in the portal and in negative. You still they go take another test again in a salon?
Yes, sir. You're in negative, so, I make you able for go salon. If you're positive, you are not going.
Thank you. So you feel say that they fear to the people in Australia because I want to look beyond waiting the happen now. I understand say they make fun with they say illegal contribution or you want somebody, you don't want somebody to contribute, but you got to think about the human rights. We got to think about that. For
okay, make I explain to you waiting then say. Make I explain because we don't do this not to the first time they come with the Director General now. We don't do them before. We'll be encourage people them for make them really share to people in the diaspora make we know. Yes, the first question we ask, yes, flight don't begin go salon. Yesterday Brussels Airlines go salon with 158 passengers.
Wow.
And yes, and from next week, then they start again. They say hopefully Turkish Airlines, Kenya Airways, and Air France for begin next week. So other flights and all for begin go salon. So that one they don't answer the question. Now you come to waiting. They say before you go salon, you have 72 hours prior for you for go salon for not to saying at 72 hours you go take your test because on side and then maybe in 1 week you go get your result. But then they say 72 hours before you board, make the test where you get be valid. So the time where you test kind of young or where they issue you the test. Maybe you can take the test maybe in 1 week after, now your result come. So the time where that result can you earn 72 hours before you travel. You get within that time lapse day before you travel. They say, one, what to make you they do the test before you go because they don't want for import COVID-19 to Sierra Leone. Meaning, when you do the test, you go know if you're positive or you're negative. If you're positive, definitely you are not going. Because when you go to airport, that reference number, they should say you get for board that flight and you are positive. They are not going to take you. So you say if you're positive, you know say you not for go. So that one they don't pull on the road. Now you reach salon. They say from that time where you upload to that time where you they left for go salon and all waiting happen. They don't know waiting be don't happen with you, whether you come in contact with or what's not. So now you make them they take that rapid test as you reach. So and that one day you they pay for them. After the rapid test, now 2 tests you they take in the airport. You they also take the PCR test. When are the swab and they put inside your nostrils and all of that. When are the main one? Okay, the rapid test. If the rapid tests come positive, you are not going home that night. You then a hotel and you they pay for them. If it come negative, you're going home. Whether they give you that SIM card, then after that, then go contact you where the PCR test come out, when are within 24 to 48 hours. Now that 10 day, then they contact you for make you know, say, oh, the test don't come out and you are negative or you go to go. If you're positive, then go try for make contact tracing, contact you, and then go take them from there.
Okay. So if you feel say necessary, because this is not just idea no more to share. If you say necessary even when you go salon for take a test where okay, you don't reach salon now, you take a test, the rapid test, right? So you negative in the rapid test. Then how them go for proof say then they use SIM card, that SIM card, then they will call you like every day or then they text you. How did it work? Why did they give the SIM
card? Why made them they give the SIM card? I just explain and just don't say the SIM card and they give for tracing because the PC now 2 tests you they take. When the PCR results come out, they have to contact you. Now I made them they give that SIM card day for contact you. So if it come out negative, they're still going to contact you. If it come out positive, they're still going to contact you. After they don't contact you, then you're good to go.
Okay. All right. Well, me just really ask questions because, like, when Mr. Sef get tickets for Go Africa, for Go Salon, December, and with the hope see, because we all wish the best for we country, you know. If they do them, let them do them with that genuine heart and let them try for use. They can have a lot of money than they would able to use for transform the health sector or whatever sector they want to transform. We just hope that they use the money wisely. We're gonna a lot of money than they like be complaining for the good every week. So I thank you for your program.
Thank you very much, Cora. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Yeah. Well, we agree waiting the Director General tell we now. He say, where them be say they want for the test. I don't know if you hear that side. Then say them be one for the test, airport workers, they monthly. Once every month. Now, WHO tell them, say no, then go waste the test kits. Then I wait to say, say now so WHO tell them. Yes, caller, they live on here. You name and side the call from, please.
Yeah, name Abdullah Bimara, the call from Paris.
You get to give me it, sir.
Yes. Today, me just want to make a quick contribution. I'm not really against anything which the government they try for put in place for at least for make sure say you way they go salon you protect and the people the way they go meet they all get for need protected because we all remember say this now COVID-19 and now sickness this way very dangerous. You self can get you know. So, but the test business and the money business that all I agree on now. I don't get no problem. The only small problem when you get now the payment because this is not a really important something where the government look good in need for looking to. Some of we where we deny we prefer some people that it will be very easy for you where you deny you will pay online through bank where you don't pay. You know, go get no problem. You just don't cut your ticket, you don't pay on bank, you don't do all it in the way they do. You just go salon, you get you call out. You know what they go meet before you. But you get for reach my airport, you get for start a new fresh journey. Maybe they don't pay for you there, or maybe you don't send money to family member, they don't eat your money. But you get for go there again, you get for go start new fresh for pay the money back. But if they are access there, all of we now we get back card. You just they put your code. You don't do $80, you don't go. You see, it will be very easy for everybody. Me, I feel to say therefore really look into the payments because this not the biggest disgrace. Some of we hotel then a salon, they tell you AAA that you be able to get the true line where you pay. True line now, you be able to pay them. And we get a bank then a salon where you know they able to pay anything through line. This is not a big disgrace and a big thing. You understand? This is not a big thing for them all. Now true say yes, all waiting they put in place now a good thing. Now, true say yes, all waiting that they try for car with, we all like and we all like the idea. We all see the airport yesterday, everybody glad, everybody happy. But at least you have to put, you get to put things in place, you see. We know they suffer the other next man, we save the camp because some people then now we get for take some of the friends then away, they don't even get family member in a salon for at least go visits because me don't do that more than 3 times at the goats with me. At the goats, my friends then now where they know even one day know Africa. You see? Now you go to person now you get for go pull $80 in your pocket now your pocket for make you pay all that stuff that you know say if you don't explain here now you don't pay through line, you don't know. Which my everything waiting the like na guarantee. That's not me your contribution. Government really need for look inside the payment. This not a really big situation. Let them not take and say na small thing. That's not me your contribution, sir.
Thank you very much, Abdullah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yes, caller, they live on here. Your name and side the call from, please.
Yeah, AAA and I mean, I've really not one call today, but I just want to listen. But the thing is, let them try Standard Chartered Bank. Because me get account with Standard Chartered Bank and like goes to the street and they transfer money there. Then just they charge me because even if now $1 put, then they charge me Bank of Wells Fargo or Bank of America now they charge you because now federal law. Then they charge you $45 for any amount where you transfer. It happened. Then one other bank been there by some they already call EBT something where they send money through some money people they go to the bank account. I don't know
okay. Then why are we they talk so? Where you say they send on through people now those people now then get the account because we they try for say now this now direct one way the government of Sierra Leone. The government of Sierra Leone.
I understand that. That's what they try to say. If me, April, I've been in a salon, I open an account, na Standard Chartered Bank. Because me, family and one came, we go to the Nigerian bank and I tell them, say, no disrespect to black man, but now the bank and they were grow up with a Freetown. So na Standard Bank, that I go open account. Where I talk to my bank for the wire money, either the money go to my account in dollars or in Leos, which you able to do. Then they charge you no more. If you want for let the money go there in dollars and stay there in dollars. But when you go for go take them, now Leos that they give you anyway. So it not make any sense. But what are they trying to talk to? Me get account me, now Standard Chartered Bank. and they transfer money from Wells Fargo or Bank of America now, we go straight. Because as soon as we are going to bank, Standard Chartered Bank, then give me a number. We are going to bank now. Now they put them in and tell me, say, it work. They say the only thing is, they'll try first for link the bank because they know. Because the person now from Standard Chartered, from Wells Fargo Bank, now even me to work with me because he want to know the street inside that particular bank lady. Then fen wait we able to connect. Now I finally got it. So now you can wire money. The only thing is because of federal regulations, we will charge you $45. So wait till me the traffic talk say you're right. What you the traffic say? And then the traffic dispute what you say. Now we own bank governor we own bank system. Not to say now the bank na oversee. Now then go for go meet them for let them get them thing out to go. No, even the bank in Kenya or Ghana, now the young people and now then straight on to them wire now say we get with people and what they do wire money transaction this and this. They know what they go to open a bank we get their experience that they don't know how they know how to put that together. But if you're able to transfer money through real, through remit and all the other things, and Sunday they go now real, then go pick them up. Sunday they go even a bank, one local bank we did the way the guy will be the send money to. Now that people that will go, will be the same people, and a bank they go, then go pick money while they send. So what are they trying to talk say? If that they happen locally to we, why bank to bank, we own bank there under, no go able to set up system with the bank there because they're nobody. Because we are going to Wells Fargo, as soon as I tell the one getting that number, the guy go to the computer, they just try to get the address. Because the address where they give me now like Football Street, now something and app. And it not be the show, but where the guy use the other address, it come up because the two address been there. It come up. So not of us say the bank they within I don't know, but the bank they under. Now we people them within a Sierra Leone, we government people them that they need for engage the bank they for let them get them money or wire transfer transaction here go smoothly. Now what can be done and they really quite honestly they even take long time for get that done. And the other question I have to ask you, so if somebody to go now Freetown, if they not take the test now, then just forget it. You need to go.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because me wife, me uncle, me been there on that 10 days here. He tell me say, well, what about if I just go and not get the test because I got for go take on a Freetown anyway. Now I say, lads, because if you reach there, you not get on it, they send you back now. So now I will tell them say you must take an before you go under. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Omar. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, caller, I live on air. Your name and who side you call from?
Yeah, I call from London. My name is Salah talk.
Yes, sir. You get 3 minutes.
Okay. I want to talk about the banking system as well, and I want to talk to we always there. Now we say one that causes problem. We'll just wake in the morning because we'll get credit or we'll get with it, so we'll just put everything at the internet. So why people are not afraid? When to wait tell somebody saying a salary come on, he said that country then a corrupt country. Also when they ask for the Ebola done a corrupt country. Every little two way happen a salon. People they quick for put on the media. Quick. This way for be easy, small salon. Then get, I will call and say criminal record because nobody no one do easy thing for let them set online payment. Online payment. They're not able to do it. So I'm not fixing bank in a salon self. Because they just take the country in a criminal country. Because I'm watching they read on the media. So nobody know how to go open them kind of business and they and then place and they for do online. If you go for the last 7 minutes I go withdraw money. If now 1,000 you should withdraw, where now you direct debit to the use, you pay about 20,000 loans. I mean, 15,000, 20,000 loans, any kind of amount. And you know, they pass 1 million loans. I said, really? So just imagine if one will withdraw 10 million loans, you have to do by 1 million. So at the end of the day, you don't pay 200,000 loans for 10 million loans for withdrawal with a card. And look, I say, I just called somebody, said, yeah, I will do online payment on your account. He send the money from yonder. Come with me. All this now, we they do we self. We face it with the health situation. Simple thing like this now, trouble now. You never able to pay online. And I'm going to take down the brother.
Thank you very much, fella. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Me, I know banks them na salon. We are able to transfer from account to account. It cost $45. Sorry, it cost $45. We are the transfer from your account to the bank account na salon. It's possible. But what would they say now? Would they talk about now the Sierra Leone government forgets access to that kind of facility? According to the DG, they are struggling. They're not able to get them with the banks that were in call. And me, not to me, they can promote in Africa for bank where they do transaction with. But I know it's possible. It's possible. But I know they give free advert. But what are we saying here? Even though they want it possible, waiting safe, but would they try to say like Amazon, eBay, all of those one, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, you get a Sierra Leone card, you know the able. You know the able. And even where I talk show say, are able for transfer, it's so easy for me for transfer money from the US to a Sierra Leone account. To my salon account is easier for me. You just pay you $45. But make we do them in reverse. Say me want for transfer money from salon. Come na me US account. The struggle where you go meet is not even funny. What I mean struggle, the charges them. The charges them. Enough funny safe. Enough funny. Winston click the act save now 45 for transfer bank. Yes. That's what I pay. $45 for transfer from my American account to the salon. You forget the IBAN number, then get all the number, the address, and all these things them where they ask for. But as long as for set them up, yes, it take a little bit of struggle, like what Umar say, because of we address in a salon, but it work, it is set up. And if that in a one way you can able save money, because the money where they take in a salon $9, but you forget $1 account in a salon. And okay, $1,000 I pay $45. Then I able to pick up $1,000 in a salon. But that one day again, some of the bank there, even though then will begin tell you say, even though you don't transfer the money, right? I like you this salon. You have money, you transfer and you don't transfer down. Then go tell you say wait 48 hours. 48 hours you go to the bank for go pick the money. Then able to tell you back say the money is still not available yet. They able to tell you say the money is still not available yet, but it's working. But not to the one they made it talk. Me I not advertise for no bank. Because when they say for advertise, they say, oh, what are you listening? Waiting self. Waiting are you listening capacity? This and that. Nobody know how advertise. But then forget to say we and the diaspora now get the road to the diaspora, not so. Even Orange. We'll try for meet with them because that number what they announce, so they use them. We even they use them on roaming and it's work. try for negotiate a deal with them for get an advertising our platform. The left on turn we say, myself I don't left there. There's some things that they use now the service. I know it's work. I know say people them now that's why maybe then go look for use them. But because they don't want to advertise, I'm not going to give them free advert. Because then they can say we not get that much of audience and so they feel. But me, they can't ask me. I go tell them, say, I go give them data where go should say, even in Sierra Leone. Because I don't even talk about the diaspora. Even in Sierra Leone. The traffic code they get for Sierra Leone, it pass 1 million. But they don't want to, like, organize us. So, not full say, we self now 1 million they pay we for adverts. But they no one do. And so we self no go give free adverts. Even though we go use the services, be good. But it is what it is. Back to the matter. Sierra Leone. Government, please. It dey work. It's shameful. I'm glad you didn't do una so that una go able make some of we the tax they all they pay when they do business in Sierra Leone. The tax they all they pay out of Sierra Leone. It would have been good if they pay then taxes and then a salon. For be done good for we. Like Sierra Network, who they pay tax and salon, who they pay tax back out of Sierra Leone. So at the end of the day, waiting. What to get for show for her? So bank governor. But this one back, they go left Chamot till they no go use them or till they end up paying one kind way, something one person. Something one person go can feel say, okay, I will go on my personal account there they put on there. Because even PayPal, they're able to use PayPal. Now that they don't tell we. Then they don't tell we. Michaela McKay, she said it. It's on record. For say, then a PayPal and they use. And PayPal able for doing. But unfortunately, they open PayPal account in a salon. So somebody in the diaspora has to do it for Sierra Leone government. You don't see? Somebody in the diaspora and get for doing. So we talk and go, we talk and come. The link for start from diaspora first before we go up on a salon. Well, I don't want. One day reverse say, let the link be in Sierra Leone. Make Sierra Leone be the hub. Because even this one I talk say they work this and that, but now because of the diaspora. Because you within a salon can't even say, okay, well, this and that. It's suicide the issue then, huh? Because somebody in a salon self can't even call you now say, transfer money in my account like that, you work. You know they work. Not they work. So pastor get for create and say, oh, this one na foreign account. So because na foreign account, na foreign money na go day. Now this na the minimum. They need $50 deposit where you don't open a door or $150 deposit and get for day. So the transaction the way they come, even salon self get for take their own $10 fee. Mind that too. But the bank governor and all of this, now so then why I go left the Chamot, they no go meet there. For say, you know what, una need for fix this. Who don't need for right to now, who don't need for say yes. This thing starts from the term from that Hezbollah and everything. We don't do a program naya concerning this issue. Sierra Leone being blacklisted. We don't do a program naya. But every government where they come, no they look one see that side for amend them. Then they give you boku money. So why they no go amend that? Why they no go amend that? Michael Kago said the Sierra Leone government no for able for doing a Washington DC. But those are people like you say. When I ask say the visa on arrival when at $80. I asked the DG, but it was off air where somebody began to go the question. I said the visa on arrival when at $80. Why make them not go just add all thing? Even I ask Nakovac when the DSTI director when Michael Amake bidede. So I asked that visa on arrival na $80. Why they not go just blend all? The visa on arrival $80, then that for people who get for pay visa on arrival, then the one them way, then the test $80. That one they bring come waiting $160. You know what they say? They say COVID-19 money they no want for mixer. So that money they no care who say you go pay in a salon. But they know they work with no embassy for me then get in COVID-19 money. They say visa on arrival money na immigration money. Testing na COVID-19 money, they no want for mix am. Who ask again say, well, why make una not be put the money down because waiting do? Una not do the rapid test and say, oh, because we don't announce her, una want bring confusion. So that COVID-19 money, and they need to mix am with nobody and that money then a salon. Nakovac na want that money day. So they know the mixer and they not go for go find any kind other way for get her. Now make you see then they fet so for make it happen na salon. Now make. Simba Joko say I network na the gateway. Say Triple H get data they tell you. Say you get data like the government. Oh yes. The last thing I don't forget to ask. I share the data. I share Anaya. Say with traffic in Sierra Leone, we get over 1 million people in Sierra Leone. Even this program we do now, people are listening through not even on Facebook. Facebook will not say people and they listen through we online platform. People in the way they listen, they even beaucoup pass the word in our Facebook. We still saying try for do shopping from Walmart, from Salon, and then block your account straight. Papaya, because waiting do Salon is blacklisted. They don't take and say, oh, na fraud, I know they happen. Then take and so. Some of we before we travel, like me, Bank of America, I get for go na the app. I put usa they go. Just in case something happen, I want to use my card under instantly. So if I walk. And I also activate my card with my presence. If you're the Bank of America, just go to the app. All and the possible say, if sometimes I know they activate them because waiting do, if in case I did on site, I not get my internet. Then I want to use my card. It's not going to work. But sometimes I do activate it. Say, my card before you work, my phone for the near me. If you're not near me, you know they work. But because I can announce myself through Bank of America, say I did this alone, so it's good for me. Just come and say they know I mix the COVID-19 money, but then get papaya, but then get consolidated fund. Yes. That's what they say. Yes, Kabikon say sometimes you can listen at the tuning app on the online radio. Yeah, we even get to your own application, but you go download them through Google Play Store, and that then it make them easier for you. But I hope so you understand what they try for Senaya. I know say there are a lot of online platforms. But online platform then they now not so. But it just depends on the message where we begin and the way how they pass with message. Because I can always tell people, say a network come into existence. The first time we make the United States, I realized there's something missing. And that gap there, I say a network they try for bridge. Nice network they try for bridge the gap between the diaspora and Salon. Now they try for bridge. So they do everything possible. It's sad that the present administration they don't look like if I say, the previous administration who be they come with the government spokesman, who be they come them often where something come out. You know how many times I don't send message to Yusuf Keketoma where they watch the message, you know the answer. Do we have to have connection or waiting? We get for. So now I make the one that we can really come, we really appreciate them because they know the audience where we get and where they pass with message. We know one for left and so no more. There's some vital message we're working past. We wish we get an FM station as alone. You feel say we're not work on that? No, we are working on it. We work on them. If we say just now, there on our local can put. Now go open a radio station. You go ready for door, huh? You go say, let me go get people money. They are big go. Also, but you know, say all waiting they happen so not for nothing. Not for nothing, It costs money. So what if one day you come share a network no day again? What thing will happen that day? You will just move on to the other one. Say, I got I be not say, you know get for last long. Maybe no. I be don't they see. Don't they see I'm being say a network, you know they last long go. I made them be they do it in them be they do so. You forget or some people will say, hey boy, I not be upset then go just die out so I be feel say then go they take go then be they do a very good job. Whose part you go there? You go there with the one that will say you believe in us, say we for grow past society with it now, or you don't say already say, but that one they not come for better. And I make every day then they chastise we. Somebody go gap today say, that one I APC then tomorrow I say that one I SLPP then tomorrow I say na C for C. But all you know say share a network. It come for bridge the gap. You come for bridge the gap between Salone and the diaspora. Abdullah bin Maya say over 5 years now, AAA, they give message, say, after FM, not TV. Yes, I've been saying that for the longest, but it not come cheap. So AAA, they creep for small. Unless if person believe in AAA, say, you know what, we're going to support this dream. They make it happen. But as it is now, we still they creep. It not can cheap. The equipment is not cheap for buy. You know? Patrick Dominion say in ready for buy stock. Na share network. Même Zobi Safa say no way, we will stock you till you come back. Okay. Salio say we're ready for open the FM station. Yeah, it's in works anyway. It's in works. We wait. We're there on them right now. Actually, we are on it. We're there on them. Yeah, I just tease that we're there on them. My God, in own power. It go happen. When the time reach for me to buy the equipment, who can I? Umar Kabase say, if you leave, who they can I use? Okay. All right. This is another gist, not so. But one day, the government of Sierra Leone for really wake up. For really wake up. And Sierra Network, we not just want and so. We not just want and so. We glad he say we get somewhere. Wouldn't it be so nice? Say how they do so. Say how they do so. Even when we open a radio station and salon, it not get for change. It is not going to change. So the one in a salon, then go the area who they call, who they contribute, it go give themselves more power for making themselves the call na the program. For make the area directly. Because waiting do, share a network na the road from Diaspora to Salone. Now the road from Diaspora to Saloon. Also from Saloon to Diaspora, the road from Diaspora to Saloon, that's how we want time for be. We not say because lockdown day now, every day they see new online, they pop up, not so. It's good. All they can give opportunity to Sierra Leoneans, them let we know exactly what thing they go on. It's good. But as I can always say, try to get you a source where they get you information. Try to get you a source. I think now we'll go left for today. We'll go there back tomorrow. We say happy Eid to all we Muslim brothers, sisters, family, fans, everybody. We not say maybe some people in today, even to our own doctor. Say happy Eid to the Jallo family. They'll just believe in anything way they do. They'll just believe. We don't need padistia. But good people, they don't come pass through Sierra Network, they don't go. But online platform, they don't come, they don't go. They're not there again. But we are still here. I believe say not for a reason. Now I make we there. And because of that reason there, I dey hope and pray say it will come to pass one day. Till we meet again tomorrow, Triple SA, Tata.